when that happens, there's always going to be people who are afraid and unaware and trying to hold on to what was before. But those people die off like dinosaurs. And so, you know, I think the goal is to pay them no mind, march forward, and embrace the growth that makes us human.
Well, hello, children. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Film Junkee Live on your Monday, June 20th. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? I hope so, huh? Everybody all right? Make sure you smash that like, thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you want to become a member, do that. Hit that notification bell, everything, and then links provided down below that are all around. Yes, all the stuff you could follow me on. Do all that, please. Let's do this. All right. What do we got going on here? All right, who's out there? Who's out there? Wow, you guys have been talking for a bit already, man. Let's see. Brain hurts. I know. It's like we just keep talking about it. Takes incoming? Of course, some takes incoming. Of course. What's going on, Ryan? We got Mr. Fear Jason. Monsters Productions. When Ray Fisher was dropped, he basically said, this movie is fucked. Didn't think... Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Didn't think it would be the magnitude, though. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll have a good week. Anyways. We got Mr. Bringing Back right here. How you doing, G-Man? Actually, though, just the words back door were in it. What? Okay. Mr. Jose, what is up? Yes, happy Monday. Yeah, it's your B-Day. Yeah, your B-Day is officially in 1 month. Should celebrate that somehow, man. What's going on, Mr. Jason McKenzie? Ahoy, ahoy. Always good to see you. We got Jesse right here. Always good to see you, too. Let's see, who else do we got? McKenzie. We got Tehran right here. Tehran from Jamaica. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, Niner fan, what is up? Mr. Venom is also here. Niner for life. Top Gun is miles better than the Batman. How dare you, sir? I don't know if I agree with that, but it's definitely up there. It is up there, so, you know, I won't fully disagree, I guess, if that's a thing. But anyways, all right, so let's keep on going here. We got J.D. McGray. We got Rum Trading right here. We got Valentin. It sucks that Ezra Miller is not going to be playing the Flash because of what he did, or claimed, what was claimed. We got Miss Nighthawk right here. Steph, how's it going? Nicolay, yes, appreciate that. Nerdy Mastermind. High Top Films. Well, we'll talk about that. Of course, it's one of the subjects. Caught a live one. Well, thank you for catching a live one, then, Mr. Poe Jags. If I said your name right. Cool. All right, who else we got? We got Rhea here. Oh, always good to see you, Rhea. Yes, we got Music Man. All right, yes. Hey, Wonder Meg is also joined tonight. Hello, darling. How's it going, Mr. Mattia? Always good to see you. Rosemary's looks like she's here too. I can't. There she is. There's Rosemary. Good to see you. Joey, what's Gucci? What's Gucci with you? Lewis, we got Eric. Ahoy, hoy. Stiff competitor with the Batman, the best of the year. Yeah, it definitely is. What's going on, Lewis? We got Sinfinity right here. We got Rowdy. Got everybody. Osmondius, good to see you. Shane, love you too. Love you too. But anyways, guys, appreciate you guys joining in. And yeah, you know, when it came to doing the opening sketch, you know, because I try to do more opening sketches as I can, I guess you could say, but sometimes it's not easy, you know, with the day job and everything. But I just figured that was kind of funny because it's kind of just the realization of Chris Evans saying that, that these people are dinosaurs, and then his movie got defeated by dinosaurs. It just, the irony, I just was going, all right, well, I got to do something with that. And then you can't go wrong with the Curb Your Enthusiasm music like that, because it's just like, well, that did happen, because it did. Yes, in fact, that if you watch my Lightyear or my box office video that I posted yesterday, where yes, Lightyear came in second behind Jurassic World, and Lightyear didn't do so well. And there's a number of things. Obviously, it's not just one thing. My whole thing was I didn't think they marketed as well. There was a couple things, and if you haven't seen the movie, it's not like there are any spoilers or anything like that. They could have marketed Lightyear really well with Socks, the robotic kitty that he has, that it steals every scene that the kitty is in. I mean, it's just, Socks was great. It's like, how is there not more stuff with Socks? And then there's this whole thing about a meat sandwich that they did, which essentially is, it's a reverse sandwich that they do, where the bread is in the middle. You have one slice of bread, and then everything else is on the side. So basically the bread is now meat. And it's like you could have substituted something like that, a meat sandwich, which I want to try, by the way. I thought, especially when we have a society that's all obsessed with keto and stuff like that, and now you cut out the carbs, cut out the bread. So it's like, hey, they could have marketed that as well. So that's why I think they really missed on the marketing. But then, of course, there's the whole thing of like, oh yeah, maybe people just were like, it's going to be on Disney Plus, right? And eventually it will be, and it probably will do well on Disney Plus. And then, of course, there's that whole thing too, where, I've commented about it, where it's like, hey, when the whole controversy of the lesbian kiss, it was just, first off, it was barely anything. So, and I'm tired of the whole back and forth bullshit. Oh, it's so woke. Yes, okay, I get the aspect of like promoting that. Totally understand that, but it was very quick, and who gave a shit? I mean, there's something that doesn't make sense about it a little bit. But anyways, at the same time, it's like, who gives a shit? It was quick. Nobody cared. You watch it, it's just an instant thing. So there's that whole thing. But then, of course, when they do the interviews, they have to emphasize that. And, instead of, obviously we have Chris Evans calling out the critics that called that out. But it's like, well, yeah, but can you call out the countries by name? Oh, you're not going to do that, are you? Because China. Anyway, so there's just all those kind of aspects. So had to do that. And yes, see what Rhea said, a lettuce wrap. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm telling you. You don't always need the bread, especially if you're trying to get a little, you cut out the bread. But I'm just saying, they could have marketed that sandwich where you have one slice of bread that's in the middle. I do want to try that. Got to try that manwich that they have in there. Anyways, guys, so there's my little spiel about that. Hopefully you enjoyed that little sketch. Yeah, but I swear, when it comes to this kind of stuff, it's like both sides of the argument make it sound like it's just something that's just absolutely insane, and it just gets annoying. Why does everything have to be so political? But see, that's the reason why Top Gun Maverick is doing well, because there was nothing really political about it. It was just like, hey, remember Top Gun? It's great. It's jets and shit. Stuff's going to be cool. They're going to be doing some cool shit, okay? And, there could have been people that picked it apart, go, oh, yeah, it's woke because, they got a lady pilot or something like that, but nobody really did that. Everybody just kind of went to it and keep on going to it, and guess what? It's kicking ass at the box office, almost at $1 billion. So, the mustache is still growing, guys. My goose stash is still growing until after it reaches $1 billion, or maybe I'll just keep the mustache until, for the entire run of Top Gun Maverick. We'll see. But anyways, we'll be talking about that, and yes, we'll be talking about Ezra again. Sadly, I just, because, we talked a lot about Ezra already. Last week it was like 2 Film Junkee Lives, and then, of course, the Vodka stream, we talked about Ezra, and I also clipped out the segment. It was like an hour and a half segment on the Vodka stream that we talked about Ezra, and just try to give some updates to some things that might have not have been out there, and just some takes on it. So if you haven't checked that out, please check that out. There's 2 links down below. I still have Enosh's interview with vintage metal or whatever the hell, the person that was spreading the whole grooming stuff that was actually a lie, apparently. There's all that kind of stuff, but we're going to go over that Deadline article that came out literally like almost like a half an hour before we went live on the Vodka stream. So we kind of talked about it, but didn't fully talk about it. So I wanted to like break it down and kind of just talk about what I know about the situation and what's happening over at Warner Brothers Discovery and the whole DC Studios thing and where's the DC Studios head? When is that going to be happening? I just wanted to, talk about that. And then, of course, we're going to talk about, it's just controversy. Just nothing but controversy, right? Spider-Man Lotus. Very interesting controversy. If you don't know what Spider-Man Lotus is, it's a fan film that was being made and, being hyped up, and I saw the trailers. I been kind of keeping up with it, and then some shit came out over the weekend, which could cause the whole thing to crash. And then we'll talk about Kevin Feige, talking about Phase 4, and then we got some first set photos for Furiosa, because I cannot wait for that movie. All right, let's get to the tweets. Oh, crap, I forgot to set up my Twitter. Hold on, give me a second here, guys. Give me a second. I was like, I was having audio issues right at before the stream started. So luckily I checked that. See, I actually did my due diligence this time because sometimes I just don't do that where I start the stream and all of a sudden you're like, we can't hear you. What's going on? So I checked the audio beforehand and it wasn't working. So I had to like click, do all the stuff and then I got it going. So we're good. Let's see what we got here. Where are we starting at when it comes to all this? I think this is probably a good spot. Oh, yeah, we'll start. Let's see. Buzzword. Yeah. Let's start. First reaction. Where are we at? Okay. Yeah, let's start. Well, let's start right here. We'll start right here because of... last, Thursday, released the Schumacher cut. We're trying to get it trending because that was the anniversary of Batman Forever, so hopefully you guys were tweeting out, released the Schumacher cut. Oh, yeah, by the way, guys, I got my Monday wine and went for the Pinot Grigio this time. Went for the white wine because it's fucking hot. It's like 98 degrees. So, need something that's a little, I need a cold wine. Kind of refreshing right there. So, cheers. Cheers if you have a glass. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of that. Of course, rest in peace, Tim Sale. A lot of people were talking about that, of course. But was it last Thursday or Friday that we're doing? And I brought up, if you haven't checked it out, I did a video about the Schumacher cut, a.k.a. the Red Book edition. I did this like a long time ago. Not a long time ago. This was like probably 2 years ago, I think, that I made this video kind of talking about it, bringing it to light, But, people were calling it the Red Book edition at the time. And that's still kind of what it actually is called. And I think that's actually a really cool title for it. Like, it's the Schumacher cut, but call it the Red Book edition because obviously the Red Book that Bruce has, that his father wrote in. And, there I am. My mustache was on my chin at the time. Anyways. And then, of course, people were just tweeting out all this stuff. Pretty good. And release the Ayer cut. Remember, keep on tweeting out. Release the Ayer cut. David Ayer needs all the help we can give him. And congratulations to the Warriors. Golden State Warriors, champions yet again. So Mr. Curry right here, which, this guy is arguably one of the best players. He's going to be a legend, Hall of Famer, icon right here. 4 rings. So congratulations to the Warriors. And when it came to the Schumacher cut numbers, I think it got actually further up. But when I asked about it, it was about 13K. Yeah, it's not quite getting the numbers that, of course, other campaigns would get, sadly. But hey, it's something. And when you talk about something that would be very cheap to put out there, it would be the Schumacher cut. It definitely would be. It would be super cheap. But then again, like I said, Zaslav is looking at he's pinching every fucking penny, man. So we just we gotta show that it's worth it. That's the thing. And then this came about. Kit Harington will return as Jon Snow to lead a Game of Thrones sequel series. What? Yeah, that's right. This was a thing. And I still have yet to watch Game of Thrones. I know. You can give me shit for it. I will watch it one of these days. I'll binge through it. I'm kind of trying to get through other stuff right now, but I just never got into Game of Thrones. Like I said, I've always said like the medieval stuff, dragons and whatnot. It just never has been my bag. But I can enjoy it. I know I can. But when it comes to this being announced, apparently, from what I gathered though, I mean, this was kind of like a preemptive, like, hey, let's put this out here because right now Warner Brothers Discovery needs something to get hyped about. If you look at the stock, even though the whole stock market's fucked right now. But of course, you could try to like start boosting things and everything, and who knows if it's actually fully all said and done when it comes to all this. I don't know. But I know Game of Thrones fans were very, very much excited for it. So we'll see if that happens. This cracked me up right here watching Kenobi in bed. Like, yeah, that's just good stuff. That's just good stuff. Here's a tweet right here, guys. Especially talking about the Ayer cut, and when we get further along with the tweets, when it comes to the scooping game, which I'm just tired of, trying to deal with like the scooping game, especially when it's like, hey, dealt with the scooping game already, and now we're dealing with another bit of the scooping game. But somebody, in this Twitter thread right here, when it came to the Ayer cut, apparently there's information out there that they're talking about, hey, the Ayer cut might be announced DC Fandom. That's right. The Ayer cut announced DC Fandom. First off, we don't even know when DC Fandom is. And secondly, no. But thirdly, when these scoopers decide to be like, they use buzzwords like, well, obviously the biggest one, which apparently ruffled some feathers because I've seen that word being used, imminent. I should like record like some kind of drop when it comes to using the word imminent and have an echo. Imminent. Dint. You got imminent, you got if, you got possibly. Because if it doesn't pan out, hey, I only said if or possibly. That's just the playbook. It's that scooping 101. Don't ever say it's for sure because then people will come down on you. Back up a little bit and use little buzzwords. But yes, DC Fandom, I don't see the Ayer cut being announced. How many times have we heard that things were supposed to be announced at either DC Fandom or some other thing, some other streaming thing, and it never happens? So don't believe that, please. Don't believe that. Like I said, come November, when supposedly, Mr. Director, Mr. Ayer is supposed to be like, hey, we got to boost something because possibly he'll be making the pitch for it. That's when we got to really hit that fucking hashtag really hard, and then hit it hard even before it. Try to tweet it, when you just randomly, if you're not doing anything, just tweet fucking release the Ayer cut. Do that. But anyways, so that's just part of the ranting. Hey, we got some Black Adam toys. Cool. They look kind of cheap, but whatever. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, check this video out. All right, I don't know if this video is real or Michael Bay is shooting a fucking movie, but look at this video. This is insane. What the fuck's happening? Look at this guy with the dog. That's what cracks me up the most, where it's like, is this fucking serious? This dude right here with the canine is like, I don't want to be a part of this shit, so he literally looks like he's riding the dog. It's like he's riding the dog. Jesus Christ. All caught on a Ring doorbell. That's what's so great about the Ring doorbell. Greatest invention ever, because not only does it keep your house safe, it catches crazy shit like this. So, cahoots to the fucking Ring doorbell creator. Jeez. Insane. Ambulance too, right, Ryan? Jeez. Yeah, it almost looked like GTA right there. Fucking hell. Just absolutely insane. But yeah, here's the final tally for the release of Schumacher cut. 13.5K, so not too shabby, guys. Hey, Okay, so we're all dying for some Las Vegas crumbs or news. And sadly, we don't have anything quite yet. But we have this little nugget of something right here. Apparently, when it comes to Las Vegas, of course, the prequel to Army of the Dead, we've updated our preview with even more new info on the series, which is being rendered in real time with Unreal Engine. Now, I'm not too familiar with Unreal Engine, but I know, I think the recent, when Matrix Resurrections came out, they were utilizing that, where it's basically, you guys saw the footage of that and how beautiful all that looked. So the fact that, it's something new, it's something different, something that's going to make the animation just look absolutely insane. If you click it right here, let's go to the article right here, Las Vegas, what we know. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Let's get through it. All right, come on. Start doing it. All right, so we got that, Jay Leva. At our first, obviously, we got that first look. The plot, we know that. The animation studio. Now, I told you guys at the animation studio, there was something that kind of happened with right there, but Mondu Zart's animation studio is being headed up the project based on Montreal, Canada. They've worked mostly on video game projects until now, including Star Wars The Force Unleashed, DC's Injustice, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. As per their LinkedIn, the series will be rendered in the Unreal Engine and is the entertainment group's third series produced in real time. It said engine. Among the animators we found to be working on the project include, of course, all these people right there. We've embedded a show reel of some of the studio's previous work. So just imagine some of this stuff right here and how the stuff is going to actually look and how Las Vegas could possibly look. It's going to look pretty damn gorgeous. And it's going to, of course, have some Jay Oliva stuff on there too. So there you go. If you wanted to know about some little crumbs when it came to whatchamacallit, where am I at? All right, right here. When it came to Las Vegas, there you go right there. So, yes. At least we got something. If this is true, we aren't ready. Yeah. Look what KC is saying. KC knows about the Unreal Engine. I remember I've talked to him about it. I've listened to, I've seen his messages about it where, this stuff is, this is just new technology that's going to be great. And Zach, what's great about Zach, as much as he is like an old school type filmmaker, loves film, loves photography, he is always open for new technology. And that's what looks like what's going to be happening with Las Vegas. Is it going to come out this year? I don't know. Doesn't seem like it's going to. We haven't really heard anything. And I know there was some, delays when it came to certain things. But at the same time, hey, if they need some more time, that's perfectly fine by me, I know Slay Oliva said, when somebody was asking about it, and he was like, you don't know how long animation takes. And I'm like, I love it when Slay Oliva comes out. But there you go. Little nugget of a little crumb for Las Vegas right there for you. Top Gun Maverick, we all know that. We have a new IMAX poster for Nope, which I'm very much looking forward to. That last trailer really sold me on it. Oh, boy. And then, of course, yeah. Hey, so I did my video about this variant cover, which a lot of people were like, what the fuck? Apparently, what's going to be happening when it comes to this variant cover, it's not going to be released. Yeah. We're going to be, of course, talking about the Ezra stuff, but when it comes to this, it's not going to be released. The variant, the prequel comic book is still going to be released, yes, but this variant cover, not so much. But hey, we can still appreciate it. It's Andy Muschietti drawing it. It just was like, oh shit. It just kind of felt like a little bit bad timing with everything that's happening right now with Ezra. What can he do? That's what's all crazy. Anyways, look at this Two-Face. Speaking of variant covers, this Two-Face cover is goddamn fucking gorgeous. Look at that thing. That is just haunting. Covered by Stanley. Art Germ Lau. Very awesome. And then we got Mr. Spider Monkey right here creating a poster for Joker Folie à Deux. Right here of showing, of course, Lady Gaga as Miss Harleen Quinzel right there. Like it. And speaking of KC, look at this. Of course, he posted this. Zack Snyder and Ezra Miller photographed by Heather Hazan. There's Zack Snyder right there, the GOAT. And then, of course, Ezra. Yeah. perfectly right there. If anybody wants to know what's happening with Gal Gadot's Cleopatra movie, of course, it's going to be supposedly directed by Patty Jenkins. It is now moving from Paramount to Universal. So something happened there where Paramount's no longer distributing it. So Universal, it's now Universal's property. And then we got some art right here that Harry Lennox posted, which is awesome. Look at that. Some Martian Manhunter art. Gotta love that. So good job. The demiaural art. This person right there. Good job. And then of course you got to respect this cosplay right here. This fucking Rick and Morty cosplay right here. Look at this. I mean, people are just awesome right here. I mean, Jesus Christ. You got that that episode where the dog, was basically they wanted to have the dog that was starting to just like basically get smarter and smarter and smarter. God damn. People are fucking... I tell you what, when it comes to cosplay, there's some people just come up with some really good costumes. Just elaborate costumes. You gotta love it. And then fucking hell, guys. I love Guy Ritchie. Okay? Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, my favorite movie of his. The Gentleman that just came out. I love those types of movies when he does those kind of like British gangster type movies. Those are my favorite movies of his. I mean, I know he's not going to just do the same movies over and over and over again, but I thought Wrath of Man was like a little bit different when it came to that movie. I really enjoyed that one. But when it came to his Aladdin movie, it wasn't terrible. It was actually better than I thought it was going to be, but I still was like, it's whatever. And it felt like you have Disney that is making this movie, so of course you're not going to be able to do the Guy Ritchie-isms that you want to see, even though there's a little bit in there. But now he's going to be directing Hercules? What? Hercules. And I'm just kind of going, I don't know. Who knows? But that's what he's going to be doing next. So, yeah. I'm just kind of going, fuck, man. He's going to do Disney again. But then power to him because he's probably getting a shit ton of money. So Charlie Hunnam, will it be? Is he going to be Hercules? Is he going to cast Charlie Hunnam? Nah, Charlie Hunnam. Maybe not Charlie Hunnam. I think Alan Ritchson would be a good Hercules. The guy's fucking huge. So, I mean, my God. This is a cool shot right here. See, I made this joke right here when Film Update said, who would you cast as Hercules Megara right here, Majara? And I said, hey, why not these two? Why not? I don't know. And then happy anniversary, this anniversary of Minority Report that turned 20, which, my God, when it comes to Tom Cruise, Steven Spielberg, this is top notch right here. And apparently this shot right here, this shot is a beautiful shot because just the way that the side profiles and it looks like a two-headed thing and it's supposed to be like something of like Greek mythology and whatnot. There's like a whole explanation that Spielberg gave, Roger Ebert about this. Apparently Roger Ebert really liked that shot and Spielberg was like, basically it just kind of stumbled on that shot and realized how great the shot was and everything. And yeah, such a good shot right there. But yeah, if you haven't seen Minority Report, my God, do yourself a favor. That movie is so fucking good. So good. And yes, there's my face on Ezra's body. I mean, well, let's see. I don't have, my chest is not that hairy. So thank you for your Jason. But yeah. I don't have that much of a hairy chest. I'm sorry. I'm half Mexican, so I got the hairy nipples. That's about it. Anyways, what did I say? I said that. All right. Happy anniversary, of course. The Batman Returns. We kind of talked about this yesterday on Batman the Fanimated stream, where we kind of like gave a little happy anniversary when it came to. Batman Returns, can't believe it's 30. Apparently, like over in Pasadena or in LA area, on the 27th, they're going to be doing a screening of Batman Returns. I don't know if I'm going to end up going to it. Probably not, but what can you do? Hey, girl. This is pretty funny. This meme made me laugh a little bit. Of course, little Blade Runner 2049. It's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. How accurate is this? You got 1 and 11 doing their telekinesis, and then you have Wanda doing her telekinesis. I swear to God, man, Miss Elizabeth Olsen She's got a strong base and a very flexible back. She knows how to do that kind of shit. Hey, Max Payne fans, apparently, finally, they're going to try to do a Max Payne movie yet again for 20th Century Studios. And I'm like all for it because I love the games. I didn't play the third one, but I played the first two religiously. I love Max Payne. And I'm just saying, when it came to the movie with Marky Mark, huh? What's going on? Marky Mark, what's going on there? Yeah, I'm going to shoot you, drug dealer. Totally just fucked up. They fucked up the movie, which they usually do when it comes to video game adaptations. You know, they always usually fuck them up. It had some good qualities to it, but not too many. First off, they cast Marky Mark as Max Payne, and I'm like, that's not Max Payne. Yet Josh Brolin was right over there. Josh Brolin would have been a perfect Max Payne, but you cast Marky Mark. What? I like Mark Wahlberg, don't get me wrong, but not for Max Payne. So next time, let's make an R-rated revenge noir story, super noir. And, let's cast somebody who actually sounds like Max Payne. Because you play the game, there's a lot of narration. It's fucking noir to the T, man. There's so much narration when it comes to the game. Please. Then we got another poster right here that somebody made for Joker Folie à Deux. Pretty cool. I like it. Did we all see... yeah, I don't need to talk about that. We all saw Joe Biden fall off his bike, right? Womp womp. So bad. Sydney Sweeney, she confirms that she's going to be starring in Madame Web right here, and this is her quote. She said, "I dreamt of being able to be a part of something bigger than life itself, and that's what I feel like I'm getting to be a part of with Madame Web." Bigger than life itself. Oh boy, we're going to have ourselves another Morbius situation. It's Madam time. Yeah. Does she realize that nobody knows, like the general audience, and a lot of people are going to be like, what the fuck is this? And Sony doesn't have the best track record? I mean, it could go the way of Venom. You know, the Venom movies are entertaining and they're making money, but this sounds like a Morbius situation. And Sydney Sweeney, I don't know if this is going to be bigger than life itself. Maybe if you were cast as, something in another movie. But, anyways. So good luck, but I don't think that's actually going to be happening. This cracked me up right here, Joe Rogan. It's so good. Oh, that's hilarious. I like it. And then, of course, it was Father's Day yesterday. Happy Father's Day, belated Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Hopefully you, at least had a chat with your dad. My dad was out of town, so I texted with him a little bit, and we're going to be doing something hopefully next weekend. We'll get there. Maybe I should grow my hair like this. Fear Jason, put my face on Ace Ventura. When nature calls. White devil. Ikutsuocha. I could try. And then me and Nicotina. There we go. Nicotina, of course, is Maverick. He's older. And then of course I'm a rooster because I got the rooster stash, I guess, right? So good job with the face stuff right there. And this is where we are, folks, in society. This is where we're at right here. This is we're just in the age of everybody has to be taking pictures and doing selfies and all this kind of stuff, and nobody fucking cares on the fact of traffic or whatnot. But look at this video right here. This kind of irked me.
All these people taking these pictures, making traffic to take a video of the sun.
Of the sun.
They've never seen a sunset before, and they're like, "What is this?"
Everybody's got to take a picture of the fucking sunset, and then you got. And then you got this girl right here who, of course, is probably big on TikTok, so they have to do some kind of crazy fucking thing. My God. We're such goddamn narcissists, aren't we? Jesus Christ. Can't wait to post this, so then people are like, yay, look at that. My God. That's the society we live in now. There's nothing wrong with like getting a picture in or getting a video in or whatever the fuck. But if you're walking out in traffic and stop in traffic, go fuck yourself. Really, just do that. Take your phone, shove it up your ass, put it on vibrate. I don't know. It's just like it's crazy. It's like when people at concerts, they don't even watch the concert. They just hold up their camera, their fucking phone the whole time, and that's all they're doing. It's just like they have to record the whole entire thing, even though they're only going to put a snippet of it on social media. And it's like all you're seeing is a bunch of fucking, cameras of like people holding up their phones now. It's like, get a little piece of it, put your phone away, and enjoy the show. Disconnect, please. My God. Chris Hemsworth talked about the disappointment that he had with Thor: The Dark World. His quote right here said, "I didn't think I grew the character in any way. I didn't think I showed an audience something unexpected and different." Yeah, it was weak. It didn't, it had some moments, but it really, let's face it. Thor: The Dark World is one of the worst MCU movies right there, so yeah. And hey, if the decider right here said, "Will Obi-Wan Kenobi kill young Luke Skywalker in the finale?" I say do it. I say fuck canon. Just kill Luke. Let's just wipe out the entire thing. Apparently I don't know. I just thought that was funny. Like, is that an actual headline? Oh my God. And speaking of Thor, we got Miss Mighty Thor right here. Natalie Portman looking great, looking gorgeous. Gorgeous. You're gorgeous, dear. You're just so gorgeous. Look at you. And then we got Mr. Chris Hemsworth. That's just looking like the Hulk right there. He's also gorgeous too. You're looking good, sweetie. No human growth hormone right there at all. And then we got this. This is pretty cool that somebody tagged me on. Apparently their sister has this. They painted this. This is at the Pasadena Chalk Walk. And, come on. There we go. Let's make it bigger. But yeah, to, of course, celebrate Batman Returns of 30 years, they got this right there. So we got Batman and Catwoman. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Right there on the freaking sidewalk. I like it. So congratulations to your, if that's your sister, Jasly, if I'm saying that right, Mr. Brandon. Awesome. Got a new image of 11, of course, of Stranger Things 4, that we, Volume 2, that's coming up. Can't wait. Happy anniversary to Jaws, 47 years. You're going to need a bigger boat. And then today, this movie came out, Batman and Robin. That's right. Batman and Robin came out, this infamous scene where they skated around. Oh, my God. It's a good movie. Batman and Robin's a good movie to drink to, or, anything else you want to ingest to make it better and just have a laugh. That's what it is. Chris Meledandri says, Chris Pratt was cast because we felt he could give a great performance as Mario. Now that we've done about 15 recording sessions and the movie is 3/4 done, I sit here and say that I love his performance as Mario. Remember how we all were like, really? Chris Pratt's going to play Mario? All right. But apparently he's doing a good job. What can he do? Zack Snyder. Okay. Again, Zack Snyder. This is why he's the man. This is why when it doesn't matter. The guy puts any kind of camera in his hand. It could be a fucking Polaroid camera. And he could make a absolutely gorgeous shot. The dude was in Pasadena yesterday. He takes a picture, a selfie, holding it up at City Hall, Pasadena City Hall. He's got the sun perfectly about to go behind the building. It's showing all the rays. He's perfectly centered. And it's an awesome shot. Okay? I can't take a selfie like this. I don't know how this man does it. The guy just has an eye. He just has an eye for photography. So, and then of course the caption says, out with the kids for Father's Day. Now naturally, oh my Lord. Naturally, I made the joke. I made the joke right here that something big is going on. Something's happening. I had to make the joke. Had to make the joke because you know what happens sometimes. And going back to the whole scooping thing and scoopers, that just will blow up everything that's happening when it comes to especially Zack Snyder. A lot of people are like, oh my God. And I couldn't believe it. I was just making the joke. And then all of a sudden I started seeing people really lean into it. Okay? And I'm actually going to go full screen here because I'm telling you what, guys. And I'm going to go off on a little bit of a rant here that, you know, going even back to the whole Ayer cut thing that's, you know, it's DC fandom announced. It's just, I mean, if you look at the last DC fandoms, when have they really announced anything? Okay. Anyway, the track record just kind of just, anyway. So when it comes to this, now I was seeing like people that were really just kind of leaning into it and saying like, oh my God, something's happening, he's trying to hint us at something. And then I saw like a screenshot of like Google Maps, and apparently there's like a place, there's like a knife store or something like that that's like right around the corner or wherever that he was at, and it's called Man of Steel. That's what this place is. So people were like, oh my God, he's confirming something, you know, when it comes to like a new Superman movie or Man of Steel sequel, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, you guys, no, you're not serious. I was making the joke that something was happening, not thinking that anybody was actually going to be taking any, I mean, obviously they're not referencing my tweet, but I was just kind of making the joke because, you know, because people just do that. And he always says there's a double meaning, which I'm like, okay. First off, when people bring that to the attention, anytime that he posts something and they're like, there's always a double meaning, he said so. I'm like, okay, then why is the double meaning always DC shit? Why is it always Cape shit? And I've said this before. It's always a double meaning. Okay, could it be a double meaning for the shit he's working on now? Army of the Dead, Rebel Moon? Could be a double meaning for that. But you guys always go to the Cape shit. Could it be a double meaning for like, Joseph Campbell quote? Possibly. No. It's always the Cape shit. Why is it always the DC shit? It's always the DC shit that's a double meaning. And then I saw something too. A certain scooper said after, you know, this was a past weekend, and, you know, obviously they're going to lean into this a little bit. Apparently, according to a certain scooper, my Lord, David Zaslav of Warner Brothers Discovery, CEO, is considering re-releasing Zack Snyder's Justice League in theaters with the Green Lantern scene put back in it. Couldn't believe it when I heard it myself, guys. Yeah. That's not happening. I'm sorry. I would love that to be the case, but that's just, I'm just kind of going like, I don't even know if like, are you getting bad intel or are you just lying now? Are you just lying? Why you always lie? I mean, come on. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies. I don't know. I can't even keep up with this stuff anymore. You know? That's what's just like gets frustrating when it comes to this stuff. But yes, apparently that was said by a certain scooper. That a green, I think they're calling it the Green Lantern. I don't know. It's just like, I can't believe that they're actually leaning into that now. Okay. And it's just like, what the fuck? How much do you have to look what David Zaslav's doing? He's pinching every penny. He's cutting every budget. You really think like, and trying to figure out the whole Ezra situation, the DC situation when it comes to DC Studios. And you're going to say that, what? They're going to as much as I would love that, but then they would have to remove the Martian Manhunter part and put that back in, I guess, if that's the case. I don't know, but I'm just kind of going like, wow. It just sucks because I've been through this before. And why is it Green Lantern again? Remember the whole fucking Sam Benjamin debacle? And, oh yeah, Hal Jordan actually shows up with Alfred as opposed to Superman. And it's just like, oh man, why is it Green Lantern again? It's always the Green Lantern thing. And I'm like, oh God. You know, and it's just, good Lord. And it's kind of funny when it came to that whole situation with those scoopers, and we were like, no. And then we were like, if there's going to be a Hal Jordan, Zack Snyder is probably going to try to tap into Ryan Reynolds. And they said, oh, yeah, that's bullshit. Ryan Reynolds, no, it's Sam Benjamin. And then what happens? Zack Snyder goes, oh, yeah, if I was going to have a Hal Jordan, I'd probably get Ryan Reynolds. And it was like, hello? So I'm just saying, when it comes to new stuff that's coming out there, I'm kind of going, hello? Is it me you're looking for? But yeah, guys, just be careful. Again, I always just say, be careful when it comes to these. And there's nothing that's happening here, okay? There's nothing. This is just Zach. He spent Father's Day with his kids in Pasadena. He lives in Pasadena. Okay, so he was just having some fun. If there's a double meaning here, sure, could mean something about the sun setting or something like that. But it's not always about cave shit, all right? It's not always about cave shit. Could be about the new shit. Okay, rant over. Sorry. Didn't mean to go like so long on that, but my God. Jesus Christ. Mikey Sutton's a ruler of mankind. Okay, guys, if you want to believe what he says, then go for it. Oh, my Lord. You want to believe that the Ayer cut's going to be announced DC fandom, and you want to believe that the Green Lantern cut is coming out in theaters, or like Zaslav is considering it, go for it. I mean, like I said, you can believe whatever you want to believe, but, you know, just like what happened to the previous scoopers, you know, it all came back and bit them in the ass. I don't know. It just sucks because when you try to put out, you know, actual information that you're hearing and you're putting out there, and then of course people like dogpile you, and then you know it ends up being right. It's like, yeah, okay. I just hate it when people take advantage of people. That's all. Okay, this is a very awesome cosplay right here. Deadpool at the Fan Expo Dallas. That's fucking awesome right there. It's so cool. Look at this. We got, yes, Ian Malcolm. We got Batman and we got Deathstroke right there. Confirmed Deathstroke will be in Batgirl. Just kidding. But in a new animation in that we heard about this, Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons. Apparently we're going to have Mr. Jack Dylan Grazer and Jack Griffo and Laura Bailey will star in that new animation right there. So, of course, we know Mr. Grazer from the It movies and Shazam. So that'll be cool. We don't need that. Blah, blah, blah. Yes. Hey, apparently when it comes to a survey that concluded that Robert Pattinson is the most handsome man in the world. That's right. So anybody who doesn't think that Robert Pattinson is the most handsome man in the world, guess what? Apparently he is. He won the survey by 92.15%. Henry Cavill was second at 91.64. So there you go. So pick your poison. Obviously it's subjective, but yeah, from a new survey, Batman Batman and Superman currently kinda. Even though we don't know what's going on with this dude, they're the most handsome fucking actors currently right now. So I think mainly people in here would be like, yeah, I'll probably choose Cavill. Probably choose Cavill more. Happy 70th birthday to John Goodman. He's one of the GOATs right there. Been around forever. Always great. So happy birthday to John Goodman right there. Cool. All right, guys. Yeah, it sucks, but at the same time, I'm like, ugh, when it comes to that stuff. Also, by the way, I watched the George Carlin doc finally over the weekend. Highly recommended, especially if you're a George Carlin fan. I got choked up, got teary-eyed, certain spots. It's very interesting, very inspiring, because George Carlin is my all-time favorite comedian, a lot of people's all-time favorite comedians. So, it's just, oh, hey, Nikki, what's going on? Captain Gator Girl for for giving us a rant that I was hoping for. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for this $10 super chat. You're awesome. But anyways, so when it came to the George Carlin doc, it's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend it. One thing I was worried about, though, when it came to it, the whole thing, I mean, like I said, the fact that George Carlin had to reinvent himself many times, and he always stayed relevant. And like I said, I was just a huge fan when he had his HBO specials before the technology we have now. I was a kid. It was on HBO. I always watched it. Even if I watched it 17 times, always watched his specials. Loved his specials. He's just, he is the GOAT. But Judd Apatow did direct it, and I was kind of worried because, when it comes to nowadays, people are too into their politics, so I was kind of going like, oh, please, Apatow, don't bleed your politics in here, because George Carlin made fun of both sides of the spectrum. And he didn't for the most part, but there's one section of the documentary where he kind of bled in some politics where I went, come on, man, really? And I'm like, you just had footage of George Carlin talking about how he doesn't like groups. He loves individuals, but he hates it when people get tribal and are in groups. And now you're doing your whole now you're doing a segment from your politics right here, and I was like, ugh. He wouldn't have appreciated that, okay? And that's the thing I loved about George Carlin. He went hard at both sides, fucking really hard at both sides. And that's what I loved about George Carlin. And that's what I love when comedians go hard at both sides. They're not being on one side of the whole thing. So highly recommended. Anyways, just gotta give that little review right there. May he rest in peace. Cheers to George Carlin, the ultimate comedian. Yeah, seriously. All right, let's talk about Ezra and his future. The future of Ezra Miller. Obviously, we when it came to the vodka stream, and like I said, if you want to watch the discussion that we had on the vodka stream about Ezra and get like a timeline and some new information, and trying to weed out the disinformation. Thank you, Top 10 Den. $5 super chat. George Carlin was rocking the ponytail before Steven Seagal ruined the ponytail. You're right. You're absolutely correct on that, sir. Definitely was. No, okay, so we talked about that, and like I said, I provided the link down below if you want to watch that discussion. It's about an hour and a half. And then, of course, we have Enosh's interview with somebody who was in Ezra's camp that was basically spreading lies about Ezra. So there's a lot of misinformation that's going out there, and we've talked about it like over and over and over again. And yeah, it does get annoying after it is getting annoying, but we didn't really touch a lot on. I mean, we touched a little bit on the Deadline article, but I didn't bring it up fully. But I wanted to kind of go over it right here. And here's the article right here. I mean, yeah, seriously, it was like 48 minutes before we went live, and I didn't see it till about a half an hour. I'm like, shit. So we didn't touch too much based on it, but it says Zaslav's first movie crisis, what to do with Ezra Miller, the erratic star of Warner Brothers' $200 million Flash franchise. $200 million? Yeah, I think it's turning into a little bit more. Anyways, so yeah, this kind of just touches onto all that, even though it isn't on the Warner Brothers release calendar until June 23rd. The Flash is becoming Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav's first movie crisis because of the escalating coverage of incidents of volatile and odd behavior involving the film star Ezra Miller. So, yeah, talking about this. And this is what sucks about this whole thing. The fact that you have Michael Keaton as Batman, along with a reprise by Ben Affleck. See, when people say, yeah, you got to just shelve it. I'm like, I don't want, you got two Batmen in this movie. And I'm like, ugh, this is why I being a Batman fan, the first cinematic Batman, Michael Keaton, and then my favorite cinematic Batman, Ben Affleck, which could very well be the last time we see him in the Bat costume. It's like, shit, man, that's what sucks about this whole thing. The Warner Brothers Discovery exercised his well-known penchant of micromanagement by declining a green light Wonder Twins for being too niche. Zaslav will have to soon make a decision of what to do with the completed picture that is The Flash and what to do with a young actor who appears to have serious offset issues. Yes, this is what he has to deal with. And from what I gathered from the information that I have is, yes, he's a numbers man. He's looking at everything, but is he going to make the ultimate decision? No. The decision that he's going to make is who's going to run DC Studios, and then whoever's running that is going to make the decision on how they move forward. That's what I've gathered with my information. And thank you, Top 10 Den, for the $5 super chat. Love or hate Ezra, he still has the trump card to end all criticism. It's Miller time. Oh, wow. That's something, I guess. That is something. Deadline has heard the studio has tried getting help for Miller. And yes, I could back that up. I heard that Ezra was getting help. But the troubling headlines continue to pile up. And we talked about the troubling headlines. We talked about what's going on with Takada Iron Eyes, Chase Iron Eyes. A lot of opportunists that are happening. A lot of people taking advantage of the situation. Of course, the vintage metal person, I don't think she doesn't identify. She identifies non-binary, all that stuff. So I definitely will misgender because, that's just my brain. Like I said, I got Enosh's interview with Vintage Metal. I think that's what they go by. But basically said that the whole grooming thing and just releasing all that stuff was bullshit. So you got that aspect of it. There's a lot of things that are happening. We've talked about it big time. And then here's a quote right here. One studio source right here says, "There's no winning in this for Warner Brothers. This is an inherited problem for Zaslav. The hope is that the scandal will remain at a low level before the movie is released and hope for the best to turn out." So that's what a quote from some insider that said right there. Here is another quote right here. "Ezra uses violence, intimidation, threat of violence, fear, paranoia, delusions, and drugs to hold sway over a young adolescent, Takada." Well, she's not young anymore. We saw the pictures. Got a girlfriend, or they got a girlfriend, however they want to put it. 18, not so much anymore. I don't know. There's a lot of things that are happening right there. Read the filing, which is obtained, blah, blah, blah. But they're 18 years old. And then, of course, Chase Iron Eyes, apparently not such a good person. Really not a good person. Thank you, Lisa Jackson, for the $1 super chat. So we got all this, and one of the things that mainly a lot of people were talking about when it comes to the future of Ezra, so 2 days later, blah, 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 we got all that, and then, of course, Californication. That was the first time I saw Ezra. That was the first time I even knew who Ezra was Californication. But yeah, it says Warner Brothers has so far declined to comment on Miller or where these mounting incidents will leave the studio and the actor's future. Deadline has reached out to Miller's legal reps and will update should they have any statements about the recent restraining orders against the actor. So we got all that, got all everything, and basically one of the things that was said, thank you, Rosemary. Let's continue to coin streak peeps. Let's see those. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Rosemary. I don't even know what an RSD 500. That's interesting. But no. But when it comes to this, I mean, one of the things that we even kind of brought up on the Vodka stream too was the fact that you have like these headlines and you have these articles that are basically saying like, one of the biggest things. And I just love it how people spin it because they don't actually read what is actually said in the article, because I saw that even in the chat. Ezra was fired because they talk about in here that there's no Rose Dollar. There's no, thank you, Top 10 Den, for the $5 super chat. Warner Brothers should hire Amber Heard's legal team. Oh, that wouldn't be a good idea. That would not be a good idea at all. They wouldn't have spent a penny on promoting the movie, and millions would tune in to watch the performance. Interesting, right? Yep, we got Mr. Callie right here, 100% ready to total recast at this point. Total recast. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens when it comes to that. But what I'm saying, when it comes to like, oh yeah, there's no plans to use Ezra Miller's Flash in future DC projects. What future DC projects? Huh? What's going on? Do I see a slate? I don't see a slate. Any slate? There's no slate. There's no slate. That's what it is. Thank you for Jason for the $5 super chat. There's no slate. Currently, there's no slate because they don't know what the fuck they're going to do. That's the thing. Okay? The whole Cavill thing was up in the air. Do you bring back Cavill or do you just reset the whole fucking thing? You might have to reset that's on the table or on the whiteboard, whatever the fuck it is. They might reboot the whole entire thing after this. They might have to because it's a shit show. It really is. They might just reboot the entire thing. So as of right now, there's no future DC projects after The Flash as far as we know. I mean, there's DC Black Label, sure. And they should really heavily lean into that. Lean into it with the Black Label movies like big time, okay? Just announce a slate of Black Label movies, man. Oh, look at this. Hey, thank you. We got top 10 in. I'm in every future. Oh, okay, is that what's happening? Jose, thank you for the $5 super chat. If they recast, I nominate Jesse's Back Door. Wow. You guys, and like I said, I don't know what you guys are talking about when it comes to there. Mr. KC, everybody hit like or else he's going to ban you. No, but when it comes to that, it's like, okay, there's no project that's happening right now. I mean, everything's so much up in the air. Luckily, we still have a month. We still have a year before before the movie comes out. So what we're kind of hoping right now is like, okay, you got to lay low for a little bit, but then of course everybody's going, there needs to be a statement. But according to my information is Dave Zaslav is waiting to hire this DC Studios head to figure out exactly what they're going to do. What sucks about this is I want to see this movie because it's the Flash, it's the multiverse, it's the Speed Force, it's all this kind of craziness that's happening. You got Michael Keaton's Batman, you got Batfleck in there. That's where it's just everything is just there. And not to mention, I have had conversations with the VFX artists that are working on the project. I want their project. I want to see it. You know, Andy Muschietti, feel bad for that guy. There's so many things, so I'm hoping, I mean, when people say they should just shelve it or they're just going to throw it on HBO Max, I'm like, I don't think they're just going to throw it on HBO Max. That doesn't seem like the right thing to do because, sadly, when they did that, when it came to the whole day and date thing, that didn't really work out too well, you know? I mean, look what happened with Matrix Resurrections. That movie ended up not getting a lot of pull when it came to, box office and whatnot. And you know what's funny? I watched Matrix Resurrections again over the weekend. I watched it with somebody who hasn't seen it yet. Watched, of course, all the other three, but hadn't seen the fourth one. And after watching it the third time, I'm just kind of going like, man, this movie is fucking solid. Matrix Resurrections, it gets way too much hate. Thank you, Jason McKenzie. Pirate ship, baby. Appreciate it, sir. And thank you, Lisa Jackson, for the $1. But I watched it again. But at the same time, the whole day and date thing kind of messed that up a little bit. But of course, when they released that, wasn't all so great either. But man, I tell you what, I just went, fuck, this movie. I mean, Matrix Resurrections. I tell you what, man, it is not as bad as people say, and it's actually a pretty solid follow-up 20 years later, to be honest. But anyway, so that's just what's happening when it comes to that. Like I said, more stuff's going to be coming out. I think when it came to the Vodka stream on Friday, we wanted to give like a little bit of a timeline and information, and Steven did a great job, of course, breaking it down because Steven is like the analytics man. And, we had that. We had Enosh on there talking about his interview and everything. And there's just going to be more stuff coming. Hopefully we can get Alex on there, the lawyer that we know that is very much kind of looking in on. He's not like, he's not like representing, but if we can get somebody who's actually in that world, the legal world, that can really break it down even more. So hopefully we can get some more stuff like that as time keeps on going on. But as of right now, it's all crazy, guys. And when it comes to what's happening with the man, I feel like am I talking too loud? I feel like my volume's up too much. But when it comes to more information, we're going to put it out there as much as we can. And, by no means, and what's funny is by no means are we saying that Ezra is just like some innocent little angel. No, we're not doing that. We don't do that. We're not taking sides with this whole thing, but we're not fully on, we got the side that's just fully saying that, oh yeah, he's a predator. He's doing this, he's doing that. It just seems like there's a lot of moving pieces here. So more to come. But when it comes to the future of DC, that's all going to be determined by whoever Zaslav appoints as the DC Studios. That's what's going to be happening. I think that's, and we're probably going to find out who that is soon, and hopefully that cocksucker, Hamada, hopefully he's going to be getting the boot out here, soon. He's going to be getting the boot soon. Toby's already on his way out. His little deal is just like the deal that people get, that these fucking elites get. They don't get the door, but they get a deal, then they get the door. Hamada will most likely be hopefully next and hopefully soon. And God knows, when it comes to all this stuff that's being put out there, it could very well be one of these fuckers that are doing this too, because they're getting axed. Who knows? Politics, right? The politics of running a studio, I guess. And then we got this, and I'm not going to talk too much about it, because it's pretty ridiculous, and it's only a fan film, but it was trending today, and it is pretty insane, because it's like, I remember hearing about this project, and I was kind of curious about this project, saw the trailer, and then, was kind of like, okay. So if you guys didn't know, there was a fan film that was being made right now called Spider-Man Lotus, and you can look it up on Twitter. You can look it up on Twitter, you can look it up on YouTube and watch the fan trailer, and it's not bad. It's not bad. My only thing was like, how do you try to do a Spider-Man fan film? Because let's face it, you got to have some web crawling, some thwip. You got to have some web slinging action. That's not going to be too easy to do being a fan film. But then again, these days, some people can make some pretty awesome shit just with a laptop. I tell you what, it's all been pretty crazy. But now I'm wondering if this project's even going to come out, because guess what? Somebody decided to, the actor who is playing Peter Parker, Wayne Warden, apparently people in group chats with this individual decided to release private messages, which is always very strange, and which is always, even if you're in a group chat, try not to say some things that could get you in trouble or whatnot or anything. But even if, these were supposedly from a while ago, and he, of course, since has released this big, huge apology. When you have Twitter, you only have a certain amount of characters. So, of course, they were posting, like, basically big, long apologies, like with little images of these apologies. And he put out a big, long one, and I read it. And I was like, all right, well, he thought this apology out. Good for him. It wasn't just like a single tweet or some stupid video. But, apparently there was just some stuff, and I, saw some of the screenshots and everything. And then, of course, the director of this Spider-Man fan film, whose name is Gavin J. Knopp, stuff started coming out with him, okay? And this is where it gets interesting, because this is kind of, when it comes to whole cancel culture and all this stuff and old and private messages, I think it's always weird. It's like, man, when people just go, hey, yeah, I just had a private message with certain individual, I'm just going to put it out there. It's kind of weird. Like, unless I really would need to, I wouldn't think like posting private messages. When people just post private messages, it's odd. It's really odd. But when it came to the director, Gavin, apparently stuff came out with him where, he was not using the greatest stuff, just like the star, Mr. what's his name? Mr. Wayne Warden. Same thing where like maybe some, a little bit of N-bombs, the R-bomb, the F-bomb, not the F-bomb, not fuck, no, not that one, the slurry one. So apparently there was like messages with that. And then of course there were people that were, I guess, photoshopping some things too, which is always gross and which sucks when it comes to the internet. That sucks too. But the biggest thing that was revealed, which was actually ridiculous, was apparently, this is what's funny, is like the only thing that I'm going to show, because he made it public, Mr. Gavin, who runs GJ Key Central, that's the Twitter. He posted in October of 2021. Yeah, that is last year. I don't even know what year it is. That John Watts, the director of the Spider-Man trilogy, saw the trailer for Spider-Man Locust and direct messaged him and said, the trailer looks awesome. And of course, Mr. Gavin said, holy crap, I can't believe you saw it. I just completely stopped breathing for a minute, and I had to double check. Thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. But then there's like there's a screenshot of one of his messages going like, oh my God, John Watts, congratulating me for that. His Spider-Man movies are still garb. His movies are still garb, but whatever. And I'm like, so he basically was like, oh my God, John Watts saw my shit. But then said, well, his Spider-Man stuff is garb. Not garbage, but garb. There's one thing. It's like, yeah, you don't have to like what a certain director does or whatever, I certainly, I have my reservations when it comes to the Spider-Man trilogy. Enjoyed Homecoming, did not really like Far From Home, really liked No Way Home. And it's just kind of funny, but when you go as far as like telling people in a private, in a direct message that his movies are not just garbage, but garb, this guy sounds like a prick. This guy sounds like a prick. I don't know. It's just, they're garb. I don't know. But then again, was that a Photoshop message? I don't know. But it was just kind of funny because then people were passing around a tweet that showed him saying like creators shitting on other creators. And he was totally saying that's stupid, that when creators shit on other creators. And I'm like, all right, but he doesn't heed his own advice. Interesting. So that's what's all happening with that. And then of course, he put out a big apology too. It sounds like this thing's going to be scrapped. And to be honest, that's the only thing that, this whole thing with revealing private messages and, of course, the canceling and all this kind of stuff. And now it seems like people that are involved with the project don't want to be involved with the project. It's all just a shit show. But, when I saw the whole thing where, when I saw the message where he was just like, oh, my God, I can't believe John Watts, messaged me. And then just right after that said, yeah, his movies still suck, or garbage or garb. I was like, all right, this guy seems like a pleasant dude, a little bit of an ego, a little arrogant, possibly. It's like, dude, you're trying to make a film that's not going to be even close to what was happening over there. But anyways, we'll see if this project still goes forward. It's been trending like all fucking day. So, and apologies, and just kind of craziness that's been happening. Been nutty. But now we go to Kevin Feige talking about Phase 4, and here's a quote right here. Nothing too major when it comes to this. Obviously, sorry, burp right there. Apologize, that happens. So here's his quote right here. When it comes to Phase 4 and what's happening with it, he says, I think there have been many clues already that are at least apparent to me of where this whole saga is going, but we'll be a little more direct about that in the coming months to set a plan so audiences who want to see the bigger picture can see a tiny, tiny, tiny bit more of the roadmap. So basically, we're going to see tiny Secret Wars. Come on. We all know it's going to be Secret Wars. You got so many things that are, that's obviously going to be the next thing. And so, of course, they're going to talk about that. I think, aren't they going to do like a whole thing? Or isn't there going to be some kind of con that comes out in the next couple of months? Is it Disney, whatever the fuck? What is it? Are they going to start reveal? They're going to have a big, huge thing, and they're start revealing more of a roadmap and all that stuff. I don't know, but I don't know. That's just what he recently said right there when it came to the whole plan for Phase 4 and where it's heading. Obviously, we know about, when it came to Loki opened up the multiverse, and then of course it's been continuing when it comes to the whole multiverse concept. We're kind of wondering, okay, Kang is probably going to be the big baddie. He's going to be the new, of course. He's going to be the new big baddie that they're going to have to get at. So, yeah, there's so many things that are up in the air. Obviously, Thor: Love and Thunder is going to push it even more. Multiverse of Madness did a little bit, but that's just figured to just talk about, Kevin Feige saying that. So that's the whole thing when it comes to Phase 4. So, all right, Kevin, we'll just wait and just watch. We already kind of know. Secret Wars got to be that, right? Something like that. Anyways, okay. And then now, finally, Furiosa, Mad Max prequel, Mad Max Fury Road prequel. When it comes to this, we got our first set images right here. First set images of George Miller Furiosa, starring, of course, Miss Anya Taylor-Joy. So we got some motorcycle action right here. Little motorcycle gang. We got some cars. We got like an old car right there that's got a little rig on top of it. That looks pretty cool. I don't know what this is, but I'm willing to bet that CGI will probably fit this whole thing. I don't know if there's going to be more to this building that's going to be right here, but I do like this big, huge, old medieval style gate that is happening right here. So that's interesting. And then, of course, just an up-close look at some of these dudes on the motorcycle. So this is what we have so far. They're filming in Australia currently, and it's going to be crazy because George Miller is fucking crazy. Fury Road was fucking crazy, and can't wait for this. I need this movie. It's going to be absolutely insane. So there you go. Just some set photos right there for Furiosa. And I'm curious to see... I'm wondering when they're actually going to release, like, what people look like. I'm curious to see what Anya Taylor-Joy looks like. I mean, I'm guessing she's going to have a shaved head. Is she going to have the missing arm, or are we going to probably see her lose that arm? Possibly, because we know, and obviously in Fury Road, she had like a robotic kind of arm right there. So I'm kind of wondering, are we going to see her lose that arm? Most likely. And then I'm like curious to see what Anya Taylor-Joy looks like with a shaved head, because she always has had like pretty long, glorious hair. So it's going to be interesting to see the shaved head with those, big, pretty eyes that she has. And then of course you have Chris Hemsworth, who's also in it. Going to be interesting to see his character. So yeah, there you go. That's what's happening in Australia right now when it comes to Furiosa. And like I said, anything more that comes out, I'm going to be talking about it because I'm looking forward to this movie too, man. Prequel, Furiosa, Anya Taylor fucking Joy. Love it. All right. What else we got here? How you guys doing? Everybody cool in the chat? All right, let's go to the Twitter questions right now. See what you guys have to say. What questions you have? All right. Whoop. Here we go. Yep. See, Spider-Man Lotus still on the trending side. Almost at 20,000 tweets. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I just don't get it when, like, I mean, I get it's like when you're older, when you're younger, you're stupid, you say stupid shit. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I mean, you're saying that kind of stupid shit. You gotta be, you gotta be a little more careful on that, I guess. I tell you what, in the age of social media, in the age of everybody screenshotting everything like that, you just got to really be careful when it comes to stuff like that. And just don't be like that. Anyways, Darren, Mr. Laugh Now, Cry Later. If you met someone that's ever seen Robin Williams in a serious role, which one would you suggest to watch first? Serious role, Awakening. I would tell him to watch Awakening first before Good Will Hunting. Awakening, I think that's what it's called. Awakening, it stars him as a doctor trying to help people that are in comas. Robert De Niro is in it. Robert De Niro, I think they both got nominated for Academy Awards. I think Robert De Niro maybe won. I don't know if he won. But I think it's called Awakening. And it's a really good movie. It's I think it's one of his first serious movies. But yeah, when it comes to Robin Williams, I would say that one first and then watch some Good Will Hunting. He did a great job in that. Carrie, what the hell is that? Jesus. A freaking bug landed on my microphone. Anyways, Carrie. Hey, Dave. Remember when Stephen Amell was annoyed that Ezra's casting announcement supposedly took the steam out of Grant Gustin's start as the Flash? I actually don't remember that. Gustin's time as the Flash has definitely turned out better than Ezra. You think? You think? 8 seasons in and Ezra's only been in one movie? Yeah. Or 2 movies, technically. Well, he's also been in a TV show, too. Yeah, it's been a lot better. It definitely has. It's definitely been better. But can everybody please shut the fuck up when it comes to the whole Ezra thing? And they're like, recast Ezra, put in Grant Gustin. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I hate that. I'm so tired of fucking hearing that. God damn it. Everybody keeps like, just put Grant Gustin in there. All right. I don't even think Grant Gustin wants to be put in that situation. Okay. He's been doing The Flash for what, like 7-8 years now? He wants to move on. He doesn't want to do it anymore. Don't put him in that position. Stop it. Okay. Jesus. I'm so tired of hearing that. Just replace him with Grant Gustin. Shut up. Ugh. Bert's, Dave, personally, who would you suggest to be the Kevin Feige for DC? Me! No. I don't know. anybody, it's going to be somebody that we're not going to know the name of. I mean, obviously, a lot of us are like, when you got the ding dongs that keep on saying Deborah Snyder. I'm like, yeah, of course, Debbie would be great, but why would we want to put that burden on her? She doesn't want to do that shit. Same with Zach. He wouldn't want to do that shit either. So when people are like suggesting them, it's like, stop it. Jim Lee, I was like, oh, that'd be cool, but he's a comics dude. I don't think he's going to do that. I don't know. When it comes to that, I just know it's going to be somebody that we don't know. Probably we don't know the name. So I don't really have a suggestion. Just somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing. And hopefully in Zaslav we trust and he figures out who is like the best choice when it comes to this whole thing. Jason, I got one of you, and sorry if you've already addressed this recently. I've been road tripping with the fam. What do you think will happen to the Flash movie? Scrap HBO Max release or theatrical release, delayed or otherwise? No, I mean, as of right now, I think they're going to just try to release it when it releases. This whole thing about, they're just going to put it on HBO Max, that just seems like a dumb idea because you're not going to get, at least if you put it out in the theaters, and like you said, we even talked about too, it's like 95% of the general audience is not even going to really know what is happening with this. I mean, most of the people out there are going to be like, what? People are named Ezra? I don't even know that name Ezra. That's the thing. It's like there's a lot of people that wouldn't even know what the hell is happening when it comes to Ezra Miller. It really... I mean, that's the thing. And some people will just go to the movie theater just to see what the movie is like, in spite of all that. So there's a lot of that when it comes to it. But the whole thing is like they just dump it on HBO Max. I just don't see that happening. I really just don't see that happening. Aaron. Oh, Michael Bay is fucking insane for putting this in the movie. This is the whole...
People work this two ways.
Oh God, yeah, I hated this movie. This Transformers movie just fucking sucked. Last night, where like this dude is older and he's going out with Mark Wahlberg's daughter, but she's like underage. But there's like this whole law where just because he turned 18 or turned whatever before, I don't know. It's a weird thing that they put in Transformers. That was like ridiculous. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, Michael Bay, what are you thinking? What are you thinking right here? Ronak, at this point, screw Ezra. He's ruining everyone's hard work put into the movie, plus possible career of Supergirl actress because of the stigma behind this movie. P.S. I found this meme hilarious when I understand Blade Runner 2049 without watching the previous 2048 movies. That's pretty good. I like that. Like I said, don't say screw Ezra yet till we get everything that comes out. That's all I keep on trying to say to people, but I know it's easy to just be like, fuck Ezra, whatever. CK, screw it. Let me become the head of DC Films. With my new position, I would greenlight a proper adaptation of The Killing Joke and also some dude named Zack Snyder to do a live-action take on The Dark Knight Returns starring Matt Damon's best friend. Yeah. Oh, man. I know Zach wants to do that, and I'm telling you, do a Black Label movie of Dark Knight Returns or something like that. That'd be pretty sweet. You want Zach to come back? He'll come back for that shit. I don't think Zach wants to come back to the mess that's happening right now. That's for damn sure. Who knows? Everything's up in the air right now, guys, but we'll see what happens. And more to come, of course. More to come when it comes to the Ezra situation, but it's just kind of funny. That article is very interesting when it just starts saying, we don't have any plans to put Ezra in any future DC projects. It's like, yeah, of course. There's no fucking future DC projects right now. What, Peacemaker 2? That's all you got. That's all you got. Peacemaker Season 2, that's the only thing that's kind of like a future DC project. And then, that's it. It seems like that's the only thing that's really kind of happening right now when it comes to this. But everything that's been filmed or, in post-production, there's really not much that's happening after that. I mean, I guess Blue Beetle, didn't think about that. Blue Beetle, but it's like that. And then, but when it comes to the core group, we're still waiting for Wonder Woman 3. What's going to be happening with that? That's just kind of sitting there at the moment right now. Obviously, James Wan doesn't want to do Aquaman 3. We already heard that. So God knows what that's going to happen and what that's going to be when that comes out. I mean, it's just all so much up in the air where it almost seems like, hey, maybe, just maybe, just maybe these they might just reboot the entire thing. It's all gonna be determined by the new DC head. That's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be like. All right, guys. I think I've rambled on just a little too much already, so make sure you guys smash that like thumbs up before you leave. Thank you guys for spending time with me. Love you for that. Smash that like thumbs up before you leave. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm doing this stuff. Of course, all the links are provided down below. Like I said, the Ezra Miller discussion on Vodka Stream, Enosh's interview, all that stuff is right there. All there. The Patreon, if you want to support the Patreon, try to do exclusive content on there. And yeah, everything is there, provided all there for you. All right, guys. Love you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same Junkee time, same Junkee channel. Talk to you later.